Alright, let's see what fun stuff we can get in. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do... No, I'll do that later. I was going to
Please select a mission.
do some roster movement and make sure I get rid of the troublemakers, but I'll do that later. It's not important right now.
Boss, this contract comes from the Mbeli rebel militants. That's right. That general's fighters. Recently, one of their child soldier platoons staged an insurrection and split from the main group. Thing is, they took a hostage with them. The general's brother, his number 2. The contract is to extract both that prisoner and the leader of the renegade platoon. The message reads, I love my brother. You must bring him back to me alive. It also says this about the leader of the child soldiers. He is an excellent soldier. I want to persuade him to rejoin the ranks of the righteous. Sounds a little too forgiving for the man who ordered those kids dead at the mine. I wonder what kind of persuasion the general has in store. With that in mind, here are your objectives. First, rescue and return the general's number 2 as requested. Second, extract the renegade leader, and we'll keep him at Mother Base. In other words, extract both targets out of the region. Good luck, boss.
Alright, I got most of that done. Might as well just stick to it for now. Just trying to get rid of the, what you call it, the troublemakers in the group. That way they don't they don't lessen morale.
Please select a mission.
And my soldiers.
Mission accepted. Heading to Central Africa.
And I don't really know how it affects things too much, to be completely honest, because, well, one, I haven't really seen the morale message go. Morale has gone down message. So maybe I'm just doing a good job of keeping it up. I don't know, but I'm sure once it drops below a certain point, things start going to shit. But I don't think I've seen that point yet, or know even how close I am to that. But still, it's something they should do at least once in a while. If you have 2 troublemakers in one unit, they'll cancel each other out. I don't know if that matters what kind of troublemaker they are, because there are different types. Like if there's a violent guy and then an unsanitary guy, like do those 2 cancel each other out, or do they both have to be violent, or both unsanitary for them to cancel each other out?
Mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's
I don't know,
commander,
but not important.
captive, the general's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbeli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
I was gonna say something else about troublemakers, but I forgot what it was. Must not have been that important.
Be careful down there, boss.
Oop, give me that. Alright. So we'll do our usual trick here of sending her out to
Select a deployment point.
check the area. While we make our way there. Every once in a while I think of switching Quiet out for D-Dog, but Quiet's just too darn useful. Not to say that D-Dog isn't, because he's good in his own way, but it's, I don't know, I just enjoy Quiet's abilities more. I guess I like knowing that I have a sniper backing me up, even if she does take shots I don't really want her to half the time. But it's still a nice... God damn it, I thought I could go through that. It's still a nice thing to know that if I mess up, or she's got my back.
Has infiltrated and the map has been updated.
It is kind of frustrating at times, though.
Reconnaissance is best conducted from high vantage points.
I've marked a good spot on your map. Take a look at your iDroid.
You're telling me this
Has been
now?
updated. Marker placed.
I mean, how long have I been playing this game so far, and now you tell me about high vantage points? Like, I think I know Ocelot. I'm not an idiot. I'm freaking Big Boss for crying out loud. Who are you to tell me what to do?
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
I am your superior officer. That being said, I'm gonna do what you wanted me to do anyway.
The map has been
Not because you told me to.
You have arrived at your destination.
But because it's a good idea. I vaguely remember this mission.
Analysis complete.
I know I want that guy out, obviously.
The
That's the
map has
General's
been
brother. His
updated.
number 2. Get him out of there, boss.
Okay. I'll just go and ask nicely if we can let him go. I should have realized when I saw that there were children in this mission that Quiet would need a trank sniper. But it's too late for that now. I try to knock these kids out. Make things a little easier on me.
There he is.
The
The
map has been
commander.
updated.
Extract him.
I believe if I do this quickly enough, it should make it a hell of a lot easier on me. I don't know why that guy didn't get shot in the head. That was very weird. But whatever.
Enemy presence detected. The map has
That's the
been
target
updated.
prisoner. He's injured. Looks half-starved, too. There's no way he can stand the shock of a Fulton extraction. Get him out by chopper.
Alright, hold on. Let's sit you down there for a minute, buddy. Come on, pick up the guy. There are people coming up, so I gotta be quick about this. Get in there. And then get this vehicle the hell out of here.
A group of child soldiers. No, must be a squad they had out on patrol.
Come here, you.
Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself. Alright, now you just need to extract the General's number 2.
Number 2.
Boss, another child soldier has entered the village. Must have been out on patrol. Looks like they had more than one patrol out. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself.
Yeah, I don't really care. I got who I needed to get, and I'm making a break for it.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Really lucky that vehicle was there, because I can't pull child soldiers out at this point yet. So, whoop, no, let's get that chopper up again.
A landing zone. The support helicopter requested.
Get this young man on his chopper and then send him on his way. The last time I did this, I took too long, and that other group of soldiers came back from their patrol, and it made it a little bit harder on me. Luckily, I remembered that this time, and was able to get this guy out before they got back. And I got the child out as well. So, not bad. Sure wish Pequod would stop taking his sweet frickin' time and get over here already. While I wait, collect my rewards. Send some more dudes out.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Unit
This is
dispatched.
Pequod. On station at LZ.
Unit dispatched.
Alright. Nope, come back here. Pequod.
That's it. You've made it out of the hot zone.
Exfiltrated
No
hot
sign of the
zone.
enemy.
Mission
Mission
order
complete,
has
boss.
been updated.
That was much easier that time.
Instruction arrived at Mother Base.
Good work.
Honestly, it wasn't that difficult before, but
Mission complete, boss.
that was way better. I got a B for that? That's lame. Thought for sure that would have been an S rank. Oh well, not like ranks really matter. It's more bragging rights than anything, really.
Boss, about how we report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the General's number 2 instead. And as for the number 2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be number 2 or number 200 for all I care.
So the child killed himself, I assume? That's kind of depressing. Bastard Buzzard. There's a name.
Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
Alright. I already know the solution to this, so I might just do it. And not, like, leave it up to the imagination or leave people to guess. If you feel like guessing, go ahead and pause.
Mission
Look
list
closely.
updated.
Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher. So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa. Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties. But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. That'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection. From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine. Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. But they will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution. But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other, and we get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more people. We have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid. I'll explain how to quarantine staff members suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management. First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up. We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic at the quarantine facility. But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic. So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on. If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition. Correctly quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual. If Cypher is behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic. Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you.
Alright, so here's what I'm going to do for this. I'm going to go through this and do what needs to be done to get the right people quarantined. If you don't want to know what the secret is, pause, or I'll let this video run for like 30 seconds or so, just as it is, without me saying anything or doing anything. And I will, you know what, I'll when I edit this, I'll put it together to where I'll set up a message that says, if you don't want to know what happens, skip to so-and-so time, and then I'll do that. So, you know when to, you can pause and read what it says, and then if you don't want to know what happens, skip to that time on the video, and then go from there. If you want to know, just keep watching. Alright, so I was going to try and go to development and have staff develop stuff, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to this quarantine zone, and while they're there, all my teams on my base will be leveled down while they get healed, so I won't be able to develop a lot of stuff, which kind of sucks, but nothing I can do about it. Anyway, I don't know what it wants me to do here. I mean, I can't do anything else right now. Well, let me... Okay, never mind.
Boss,
I was doing things wrong.
new jobs come in. It's a hit. I'm the human trafficker who sent Shivani and the others to Nzoya Badiabulu,
specify
where you ran into
project.
Skullface. The thing is, this guy might know something about the disease that's going around Mother Base. The symptoms are similar to the ones we saw at that factory. Start by checking the mission details on your iDroid.
I want to see one thing real quick.
Please select a mission.
I'm not gonna actually pick this mission, I just want to see something.
Mission accepted.
Trying to think what... Okay, I was trying to look at what assault rifle I'm using so I can upgrade it if I need to. It's AM MRS4, alright. If I can upgrade that a little bit before we go anywhere, that'd be really nice. I've already forgot what it was.
Please specify a project.
Okay, there we go. So, I can upgrade that a little bit.
Caution, rain approaching.
That's not what I meant to do, but... Alright, well, anyway. What else can I get developed while I'm doing this? I'm trying to also, if I see anything that has green lettering, that means my deployable teams can use it. So if I see anything of those, I try to get that done. So that my guys are way better at their jobs while they're out there doing their dirty work. Alright, so here we go back to actual staff management. So if you don't want to know what happens, look away now. And I'll let you know when I come back. And then, whatever, you'll see. Okay. So what it is anyone that speaks the Kikongo language needs to be put away, basically. I'm trying to look if there's a way. No, I was wondering if there's a way to sort it by what language they speak, but apparently not. So we have to go through this and find everyone with speak Kikongo and move them out of the thing. So this could take a while, I apologize. It is really nice though that I can do this and select a bunch of people at a time and then have them all sent over. Instead of having to do it one by one, that would take way too fucking long. That's probably why they put that in there, because they knew this was in the game later on. And people are gonna hate it if we make them do this one by one. And the last time I did this, I think, even though I had looked through everyone on my my staff, I still had people who were getting sick. So I may have just missed people, even though I feel like I went through everyone at least twice to make sure they were all there. Maybe it's people like this that I can't move right now for whatever reason that were the problem. It's kind of devious also for them to do this late enough into the game to where, whoops, not that guy, to where you would have a pretty large staff of people before this happened, just to make it that more annoying. I really wish I had more to talk about while this was going on, but I honestly can't think of anything at the moment. On my regular playthrough of this, that I didn't record obviously, I didn't feel like figuring out what the thing was to get this taken care of in the right way like you're supposed to. I just looked it up online and did it that way, because honestly, I don't think I would have figured this out. If I had figured it, if I had tried to figure it out, I imagine it would have taken me a long fucking time to do. I really wish there was a way to sort by language. Maybe there is and I just didn't see it, I don't know, but that would make this a hell of a lot easier. Probably why they didn't do that. They don't want to make it too easy on you. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody that I can move over. So if you see me scroll back a couple people, you know why. The length of time this takes, I might just end the video after I do this. It'll probably be long enough at that point. So this is exciting to watch, huh?
Shortly.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's not any more exciting to actually do yourself. I was trying to think if they let you even recruit more people. At this point, I have a feeling they don't. I can't remember if they do or not. You would think that they wouldn't. There's a guy called Gray Slug. I feel sorry for that guy. That's kind of a terrible name. On the bright side, we're close to finishing this. While I'm going through this, I'm noticing that some of the speech bubbles next to the languages they speak have different numbers of dots in them. I'm wondering what that means exactly. If that means like the more dots, the more fluent they are in that language. Or if, you know, for all I know, it could mean nothing at all. But it just seems strange for that to be in there if it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything that affects the way you play the game at all, so I guess in the grand scheme of things it doesn't matter, but I almost missed those two. It's that guy. Sorry, I want to go up a little bit more and make 100% sure. Okay. Alright, let's send you all to the quarantine.
Staff has been quarantined.
Alright. We'll quarantine the staff you specified. Did you figure out what's causing the infection? Incredible, boss. Thanks to you, the number of new victims has plummeted. And a common point between the infected. Is it really possible for a disease to spread because of that?
It's kind of interesting how he's keeping that vague, even though if you get to the point where that dialogue comes up, you should know, you should be able to realize you know what you're doing. So the one decent thing about it is, even though I lost a lot of staff because of it, goddamn, it doesn't last very long. I think it's only like 1 or 2 missions. I mean, it can last long if you're going to side ops and whatnot, but if you're just doing straight story missions, it doesn't last very long. I think it's like 1 or 2 before you can fix the outbreak and go back to doing what you're doing.